what have we got here? We've got the old music department. One or two memories and sounds from here. Yeah, this was room 23. It was the big music room. Next door, it was the small music room, which was more used for people who were doing higher music, O-grade music. But music classes tended to be in here. Now, just before my time in school, the head of music was a gentleman known as Boozy. Now, this had nothing at all to do with any inclination to drink. The name referred to Boozy and Hawkes, the music publishers. But poor Boozy, what a terrible time he had of it. He was really given a rough time. His class control was unfortunately somewhat limited, and riots were regular. Teachers from further up the corridor there would have to come in and quell the riots. Boozy would cycle to school on his bike with his briefcase wrapped round the bar, and in he would come, a bit short-sighted, and he was a great musician. He ran some brilliant groups, but when it came to class control, I'm afraid he was tragically out of his depth. He came to the school in 1941 under slightly tragic circumstances because his predecessor, Mr. Owen, had dropped dead in Southside Road. And Boozy came to the school and stayed for over 20 years until 1963, and then did some supply after that. I think if I'd been Boozy, I would have wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, but never mind. After that, the next head of music was Ian Bowman. I had some great times in here with Ian. Ian was my music teacher, at least from third year onwards, and we would have copies of The Messiah and the Pirates of Penzance that we would sing from, and he would play music to us. He would play on the piano, and he had this amazing ability to pick out a part from a symphony on the record player and just rattle it out on the piano. It was quite remarkable. The other music teacher that I had in first and second year in here was a chap called Ian Seeley, who was best known for his romance with Miss Buchan of the PE department. She eventually became Mrs. Seeley. But what Ian had was he used to knock out time with spoons. He used to keep a couple of spoons so he could knock out the rhythm of various tunes and so on. And you had to watch, because he would hammer it out on a bench or a desk. But on the other hand, if you weren't paying attention, you would find a taffy-tiffy rattled out in your head with a rather large soup spoon. So you had to be a little bit careful. But yeah, it was a great environment in here, and the view too. At the moment, obviously, we've got renovations, but this marvellous view over Inverness and over the Crown Church